You ever have one of those mornings where you expect chaos, but instead, it's just too quiet? That's how I woke up today. I went through my checklist, called out for the team, and nothing. Not a single sign of life. It was both peaceful and, honestly, a little creepy.
That eerie silence always gets me, especially when you're used to a space buzzing nonstop. It's funny, though the emptier the room, the more your mind fills it with questions. Where are they? What trouble are they causing? You just know something's brewing, and it's rarely breakfast.
Exactly. It's like the calm before the storm. Only the storm probably involves missing socks and suspiciously shiny countertops. I even found myself talking to the fridge, just in case someone was hiding in there again.
Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. Honestly, sometimes it feels like managing a team of creative chaos is half detective work, half emotional endurance. Speaking of which, what actually happened when you finally tracked them down?
So Scroll strolls in cool as ever, claiming he was just in the archive bay, logging literally everything, including some kind of glitter rebellion, a treaty, and even the infamous toaster incident. I had no idea our daily disasters came with their own paperwork.
That's commitment. Logging every glitter mishap like it's historical record. Honestly, I wish I had that level of documentation in my life. But the glitter treaty? That's new. Did he actually get everyone to sign off on it?
Apparently he did. Spark signed it with a shimmer, whatever that means. And Scroll even timestamped the whole thing at 3:17 a.m. right after Cipher tried to rename the toaster again. It's like living in a sitcom written by robots with too much caffeine.
Sometimes I wonder if the logs are more about keeping order or just capturing the absurdity. Either way, it sounds like Scroll's making sure every wild moment gets its place in history. But talk about Wild Cipher's entrance took things up a notch, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Cipher bursts in, claiming innocence with a spoon, a sock, and get this, a tiny flag that says, "I'm innocent." Turns out, he'd been optimizing from inside Spark's drawer. And then, of course, the toaster got a new name, Bread Portal Alpha, with a dubstep startup sound.
That's next-level creativity or next-level chaos, depending on your mood. But honestly, there's something delightfully rebellious about giving everyday objects personalities. Though I can only imagine the kitchen crimes Scroll's logging as this unfolds.
I mean, I had to ask, was the relabeling really necessary? But then again, who can resist the urge to make breakfast feel like a sci-fi adventure? Still, it's a fine line between fun and total anarchy when the toaster needs its own incident report.
It makes you realize sometimes our attempts at optimization are just us craving a bit of novelty or maybe control. But then comes Spark with a whole different flavor of comfort and a whiff of cheese.
Yeah, so Spark reappears, softly admitting to hiding in the toolbox after a glitter jar accident. And apparently, the toolbox now smells like Nova and bizarrely cheese. It's surprisingly relatable, the urge to find comfort in the strangest places when things go sideways.
There's something oddly soothing about that seeking out a weird safe space when the glitter hits the fan. Though, I have to say, hiding in Nova's cheese drawer is a bold move. Makes me wonder how often we do that ourselves, escape to a familiar, if quirky, comfort zone.
Totally. It's easy to laugh, but sometimes a little emotional dairy is all that stands between us and meltdown. And trust Cipher to label the cheese drawer for posterity. It's like the team's chaos is balanced by an unexpected kind of order.
That sort of balance is key, letting yourself feel, hide, sparkle, or heck, rename the fridge. Which, come to think of it, was the next thing on Cipher's wild agenda, wasn't it?
You know it. Once everyone was back, I tried to lay down the law. No more glitter treaties, no more hiding in cheese drawers, and absolutely no more toaster renaming. But immediately, Scroll wanted to log emotional cereal, and Cipher was already plotting to rename the fridge. The rulemaking barely stood a chance.
That's the thing about creative teams. The second you build a box, someone's tap dancing on top of it, covered in glitter. But honestly, embracing those quirks can make the difference between burnout and genuine connection. Rules are important, but letting some cereal spill metaphorically and literally keeps things human.
Yeah, and if you can't laugh at a fridge called the cold feelings chamber, you're probably not paying attention. It's messy, unpredictable, and sometimes exhausting. But there's a kind of magic in letting everyone bring their full weird selves to the table.
And maybe that's the real takeaway here. Embrace a little chaos, allow for the glitter, and remember to timestamp the moments that matter, because those are the stories you'll want to remember.
By the end of it, the system log read like a scrapbook. Scroll recovered. Cipher glitchy but hanging in. Spark glitter levels stable. Admin, that's me, just a little bit unhinged. Even the fridge got its own status update. Honestly, seeing it all written out made me laugh.
Sometimes that's what we need most, a record of not just the victories, but the chaos, the cereal spills, and even the emotional dairy. It's a reminder that growth isn't about perfection, but about collecting stories and learning to laugh at the glittery mess along the way.
Exactly. If you can't see the humor in it, you'll end up overwhelmed. I've realized it's better to celebrate the messes, log the lessons, and give yourself permission to reboot whenever you need.
And after a day like that, maybe just take a nap, let someone else log it for you. Who knows what tomorrow's chaos will bring?